This year everything finally came together. 12 months of restoring old stone, shaping timber, battling weather, and pushing towards one goal: making this tiny barn our off-grid home. And now, after years of living beside it, we're only days away from stepping inside as residents, not builders. Here is our entire 2025 journey, a full year in time-lapse, from aging ruins to a home ready to move in. The roof of our tiny stone barn was finished at the end of 2024, and we began this year by building the patio frame and pouring the floors. Our tiny house is only 42 square meters big, so adding another 30 square meters of covered patio space makes a huge difference. It might not sound like much, but because we live mostly outdoors, this patio will essentially become our living room. Winters in central Portugal are quite wet, and whatever the weather didn't allow us to pour the exterior floors, we didn't waste any time. We moved indoors, installed the installation, and then poured the concrete floors inside. Today's video will reveal what our plans are regarding the patio structure, the patio roof, what is going to be made of.
Makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on. Do you feel like we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you are walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive.
And now one of the most important parts of living off-grid: community. Our neighbors and friends came together to help us lift and build the patio roof frame, something that would have been almost impossible for just two of us to manage alone. Next came the patio roof itself, built the same way as the main house roof, with plenty of insulation. We even receive a few funny comments asking why we would insulate an outdoor roof. But if you ever sat under a tiled roof in central Portugal during the peak of summer, you'll understand why. The difference is huge. Stepping away from the house for a moment, one project I enjoyed the most this year was the stone smoker. I built it during spare time, weekends and days off, and it took about a month to complete. It was almost ready to use before the fire season began, but it became too risky to operate during the summer. Finally, in November, it saw its first batch of meat, and it turned out great. Back to the tiny house now. I want you to understand one thing, that we are just two regular people with no building experience at all. So when we started tiling the patio roof, let's just say there were a lot of cuts involved. And to make things even more interesting, we had to redo the entire side of the main house roof as well. Crashing the drone in the process. Well, that's life, I guess.
We did try to get that the best way we could for an hour.
I think it's working. The gimbal is trying to stay still. And the tree,
Will be for our firewood.
it broke. The tractor seemed too much for it. Yeah, Andrea? Yeah.
When the windows and doors arrived, everything suddenly became real. Our tiny stone bar was finally weatherproof, and with the roof more or less complete, we shifted our focus on the exterior walls. And then came another pleasant surprise. Some of our viewers and subscribers traveled all the way from the US to give us a hand. Together, we managed to finish the top section of the front wall in just one day. By the way, the flat stones we used to cover the ring beam came from our Portuguese neighbor, who gave them to us in exchange for clearing some land. Covering the ring beam from outside took us about 6 weeks. Once that was finished, we moved inside the stone barn, and over the next 4 weeks, the interior walls were completed. The next step was removing as much clay as possible from between the stones to prepare the walls for pointing. And once the pointing was done, we reached a stage that made us a little nervous. Have you ever plastered the walls with natural lime? We hadn't either. After some research and advice from friends, we figured it out surprisingly quickly and applied 3 layers of plaster over the course of about a month. Those were then finished with 5 layers of lime wash. That was an experience on its own. As for the final result, I'll leave that for you to judge. Yes, having a weatherproof shelter is important, but when you live completely off-grid, having reliable power is essential. Even if it means spending the very last of your savings. We didn't try to cut corners here. We chose one of the most reputable solar system manufacturers because we truly believe you get what you pay for. We made a trip to Spain to collect the complete system, and once again, despite knowing very little about electrical work, a good friend stepped in. and helped us to put everything together. And speaking of friends, our American friends return again in October, and this time they arrived with quite a surprise. After landing in Lisbon, they filled their rental car with floor tiles and helped us start laying them. None of us had done this before, but the result turned out really nice. "2025 wasn't only filled with good moments. There were times when we were very sick, spending days on the barn floor because it was the coolest place to be. Fire season also brought a lot of stress and worry. At least 4 major fires came dangerously close to our homestead. Unlike someone who lost everything, we were lucky enough to get through with nothing more than fear and uncertainty. Joy and positivity always finds a way to win. I can mention just 2 of many special moments we had this year. First, we were gifted an antique table from a real Belgian castle. Something that truly left us speechless. And second, our 3rd olive harvest season. Rewarded us with our own extra virgin olive oil, a level of quality that very few ever achieve. As the year comes to an end, we still have 2 final jobs left before we can comfortably move into our new home: connecting the log burner and bringing in the bed. The bed itself is custom-made specially for us by our friend and neighbor. To get a full picture, you'll need to watch our recent videos. And if you do, please consider subscribing to the channel and supporting our journey. And if not, a like and a comment helps us more than you might think. Thank you, my friends, and I'll see you in 2026.